Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monza. And it looks like it's a wet race from what I can gather from the drivers. But at the moment, it is sunny, and that's great having a wet Monza. So that's gonna be interesting not to have DRS down the straights, but we'll see how wet it is. It might be mixed conditions later on. But for now, it's 15 minutes in qualifying, and I think Arne was over the line first, so we're going to stick with Arne a bit in the AlphaTauri, teaming up with Nigishin in the other AlphaTauri, and let's see how he goes around Monza. So this is round 6 in Premier Division, and goes nicely. Ooh, a bit tentative through the chicane there. Lesmo 1 coming up, 4th gear. Yeah, that looks pretty decent from him. Obviously not pushing too much. Lesmo 2 coming up. All the drivers will go through to the next round, as we have only 15 drivers for now. So no need to push or get into a wall. Let's see how he goes through a Scori. Goes down into 4th. Catch a little bit of curve on the left, which is good. You want to stay away from that left-hand curve, because that will unsettle the car slightly, and you might just end up on the wall. So a very tentative lap here by Arne. We're only missing one driver this evening, and that is Knight. Load shedding for him, so that's 1:22.643. So that is the first lap up, and Yaku goes slightly fast on the medium, so 1:22.467. And let's just have a look at Nigishin. He's an assister, AlphaTauri. So let's see if he goes through the chicane slightly less tentative than Arne. Also second gear for him. He's also on the mediums. Back end slightly stepping out there. Lesmo 1 coming up. Takes it nicely on the inside. Yeah, runs it wide to get maximum speed out of that. Lesmo 2, 4th. Will actually climb the curb on the inside slightly. DRS wide open now. And we're just going to have a look at how he goes through a Scori compared to his teammate, Arne Gous. Yeah, 5th gear for him. That looks decent. Yeah, short shift to 6. Oh, stay away from that inside curve. And Umer goes fastest with a 1:21, but that is on softs, but a very good lap time by him. 0 to cool, second off the pace on the mediums. And let's see what Nigishin can get up to. It's going to cross the line now, and there we go. 1.1 seconds off the pace. And that is a 1:22.127. So 1:27 for him, 4:67 for his teammate. So, Yaku 4:67, and then Boinki's 4:84. Arne is 5/10 down on his teammates. And between that rivalry between these two drivers, Nigishin leading the way at the moment in the Drivers' Points Championship from his teammate. So yeah, he's having a good season compared to his teammate so far. Let's have a look if anyone is on track. Poinkies is going to cross the line now. I'm pretty sure he did 2 laps on those mediums. Yes, he did. And that's a 1:21.906. A very good lap time there by him. That puts him up into second. And obviously not going to use those mediums again. Let's see who else is out. Tormund's still in the pits. Sims is on an out lap. In the Alpine. Currently his teammate Yaku Nagel, he's in 5th with a 1:22.467. Right, Sims goes second on a 1:21.456. A good lap there by him. Super D currently on an out lap, so Storman kills. And Hamrick is on a lap, so let's have a look at the Mercedes driver. He goes purple in, it looks like sector 1. So, currently his teammate Zero to Cool is in third with a 1:21.657. Yeah, he's slightly backing out here, so he's obviously not giving his all through Ascari, so he knows he's going to go through. So Top Dog is on an outlap as well in the Haas. Josh in the pit stall with Bob. Grim is on an outlap. Tormund Kills is on a flyer, so let's see. Have a look at the Ferrari driver of Tormund. He's teaming up with Bob in the other Ferrari. And yeah, as expected, Bob very fast driver. So obviously the number 1 driver in Ferrari at the moment with Bob. And I think he's leading the championship. We'll go a little bit through the championship standings later. And I'll take you through where Ferrari is currently. And where the drivers are. But if memory serves me correct, it is Ferrari leading the constructors, followed by Alfa Romeo, followed by Williams, followed by Red Bull. So that is currently the four teams that's still battling it out. And validated that lap for Tormund, so he's going to have a go again. Luckily, the mediums are a very durable tyre, so he's just going to back out, get his ERS up ready again, and have another go. Right, so Top Dog currently in on a flyer on the mediums. You can see the guys starting to retire. That's not because they are in a wall. That's just to speed up the process to move on to Q2. That's a very tidy and decent Ascari from Top Dog. So let's see what time he sets up. So the leading medium at the moment is the 1:21.456, but don't expect too much from these times in Q1. As I said, no one is going to fall out of the session. Everyone will go through to Q2. Yeah, and there we go, a 1:21.342. So it was a very good lap by Top Dog in the house, the only house here this evening. Super D, he's invalidated a lap, I think. He's actually set a time of 1:22.1, and he's having another go at it. So Hamrick is currently on track as well. Right, so just having a look at the comments while everyone completes their banker laps for Q1, so we can move on to Q2. Sergeant Banner saying, could spice things up. I think after last night with Division 2, the lobby issues, and me obviously having unexpected load shedding and the host being moved, there was enough spice last night to probably make about 10 Spice Girls happy, so that was fun. So he's saying, have a good race, gents. Yeah, Puna supporting Umeya. That's a decent lap by him, a 1:21.0 on the soft, so he probably wants to start on the mediums. And then Nick is saying it's a wet race. Whole damn thing, DNF incoming. My boy, it's not going to be that bad. It can't be worse than your cabling at home. So Martin is asking where's Knight at. Knight has got unexpected load shedding, so he's not going to make it tonight. And yeah, it is difficult at the moment with load shedding not being scheduled at the right times according to the schedule. But yeah, there's nothing new we can do about that. And he's also supporting Grim, so well done there for Martin for supporting Grim. And it looks like everyone has set a lap time up except for Speed Alcoholic. Now I'm not sure why he did not set a time. And the stewards will look at that because the rules state clearly that you need to set up a time in a qualifying session to go through to the next round. So we'll revert that back to the stewards, and hopefully he didn't lose connection And if he did, hopefully he can get back very quickly for us. But yeah, there's your first round of qualifying. It is basically done, so it is I would say the top running guy at the moment, Top Dog, with a 121.342, just 3/10 off Ume on the softs. And we know the differential between the softs and the mediums is around 8/10 of a second. So looking good for Top Dog. We've got Simpson Super D in there, we've got Zero Josh. But yeah, we don't know fuel loads, we don't know engine modes, so but it did look like a very tiny lap there from Top Dog. Right, and as everyone just finishes up in the garage, Hank is saying, "Evening, Hank, get off YouTube and focus on your race, mate. You're like me. We need all the points, so stop doing that." Yeah, Martin's saying, "Need him for the constructors." I am going to talk a little bit about Season 7 tonight because I am alone in the comms box. So if you are tuned in, and I know Puna's around, Hank is obviously around, Martin is around. And Nick is also, but he's obviously Racing Sergeant Panda's around. So if you guys got any questions regarding Season 7, please fire them my way. I'm extremely excited about Season 7, excited for the new game. I'm probably going to hate the game after a month, but that is fine. The excitement is for now. But give me a shout in the comment section if you've got any questions regarding Season 7. And I'll share some info with you. A lot of detail is going to be sent to you over the weekend in terms of the announcements on Discord. So you can pop into #announcement on the FTR Discord channel and have a look at what we're sorting, some sneak peeks into Season 7. But very excited for Season 7. So if you've got any questions, guys, pop it into the comment section. And I'll reply to all those questions as we go along in qualifying. We're just waiting for Torment and Bob. They're truly not sure if they don't know where the ready up button is or the retire button, but hopefully they can retire soon. And let's see. So Hanku is saying, how many races will Season 7 have? As a management member, Hanku, are you okay? Do you need anything? But the steward for Hanku is one of our management members, and also steward for Division 2, so he's got his hands full for last night. Not the cleanest of races at all, but so far Division 2 has been neat and tidy, and last night was hopefully just a once-off. So Season 7 we will definitely have again a 12 race season. We found that the shorter seasons are just a bit easier to manage, and it's always nice to get a break in between the seasons. It also keeps you focused. Having a too long season sort of like just gets on your nerves sooner than later, especially if you have a bad start to the season. Short seasons, if you get to mid-stage and you have a bad season, there's only a couple of races left before you can crunch on to the next season. So 12 race season for Season 7. Right, so Puna saying, Overlock, my Red Bull rival. I didn't know that I was a rival for anyone. I'm going to sound like Johnny Depp now. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm your rival, mate. That's good to hear. Is the point system still going to be the same? Yeah. So at FTR, we believe that, if you get 12th, that you can still score points. So apologies. Yeah, so the point system will stay the same. Puna, we believe that if you finish in 12th, that you can still get a championship point. It obviously keeps the guys focused, and with 20 drivers in the lobby, it is just fair to give a little bit more than half points. The hot lap point system will stay the same, and the points awarded for pole position will also stay the same for next season. So 2 points for pole position, 1 point for fastest lap. And if you get the Grand Slam, which is something that we haven't seen this season either in Premier Division or Division 2, the Grand Slam obviously getting a pole getting fastest lap and getting the race win. Who knows? We might just see that tonight, and I'm excited for that. So before we move on to Q2, it is Omer who set the fastest lap time in Q1, but he is on the softs, and Top Dog looking super comfortable here in Monza. So is Sims, Super D, Zero, and Josh. And Yaku, one of our World Championship, I think it's Season 5. He's currently in 7th. Right, so I'm just going to take a short break, and I will catch you back in Quali 2. Right, so welcome back to Q2. 14 minutes waiting for us here in qualifying 2. And so let's just get telemetry up for everyone and see who's going out on what. So I don't really think tyres will be a concern if it is going to be a full wet race like Nick tells us. And if that's the case, then obviously you can burn out as many softs as you would like. So first out on track, it looks like Nick Gishin. He's out first time round, and his teammate following him. And yep, so Nick Gishin currently. So let's just have a look at the point system before we go back to the chat. Thank you very much for keeping me company. Let's just go to the championship standings at the moment for Premier Division, and then we can focus a bit more on qualifying 2. So qualifying 2, we will lose 5 drivers. I normally don't like saying who's going to fall out, so let's not do that tonight. I don't want to jinx anyone, commentator's curse, so let's rather not do that. So for my Premier Division driver standings at the moment, it is Bob leading by 110 points, and he's leading from Grim, who's sitting on 99, super tight Knight on 98, but Knight's going to lose some points tonight if Grim and Bob does finish. Josh is currently in 4th after a shaky start to the season for him in the Red Bull. Seems like the Red Bull team had a shaky start in the beginning, but Josh is 4th at the moment with 91 points, so caught up nicely. Yaku is in 5th in Alpine on 62, and then a very congested midfield, 62 for Yaku, Speed Alcoholic, Zero to Cool, Boinkies, Torment Kills, Nigishan and Super D, all very close to each other, so it's going to be interesting to see how that midfield battle turns out tonight. On the constructor standing side, it is, like I said earlier, Ferrari leading the way with 322 points. Now, if you're new to this, FTR does combine constructors, so we like to create a scenario where Division 2 chats with Division 1, and it is Ferrari that's leading the way at the moment with 322 points. Alfa Romeo in 2nd. After Alfa Romeo led the first 4 rounds of the season, but some good showings by Shakes and Brad in Division 2. And also Speed Alcoholic getting some good results. Ferrari's moved up onto the top. Williams is in 3rd, and that's mainly driven by great results by, I think it is Grim Jaw. Yeah, it is Grim. And Knight, who is not here tonight. And then Red Bull moved up into 4th position from 6th, and that's also due to a good round 5 last week with the Division 2 and Premier Division. But it is Sims at the moment, the 120.474. It's a good lap by him, obviously not pushing as hard as he should yet. Nigishan less than 4 tenths off on a 120.8. I don't know, he's going to have another go. So let's see if he's up or down in his sector times. I really want to get... There we go. Get away with that. 2.6 seconds up. So he's obviously had a moment through Ascari. If I look at his delta. So that could be... And it is Top Dog who slides himself just ahead of Negation with a 120.7. And Arne currently on track, so 136. He needs to get into the 120s. He needs to chase after his teammate. His teammate leading him in the championship at the moment. So I think it's safe to say halfway through the season with only 11 races this season. Yeah, and you can see that AlphaTauri is a bit messed up on the sideboards there, and that's definitely grass. So he's going to go through now, and we'll see how he moves up and improves his time. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that Negation is currently probably the number 1 driver in AlphaTauri in Premier Division, with only 5 races left, and that's better. That's much better from Arne on a second run on a softer 121.476. Is that going to be enough? Well, we'll have to find out and see. So everyone is on outlaps at the moment. Yeah, so Yaku starts his flyer. So let's hang around with the LP driver. And just behind him is Stormont, I think. Yeah, so we can focus on the U3. And I think it's also Sir Hamrick, maybe. Or, yeah, it's definitely Sir Hamrick. So let's have a look at Yaku first. We'll try to jump between the sector times and see how they compare. I wish they would do that in this game for the commentators. So 26.531. Tormund kills 26.584. Okay, and I've lost whoever that was. So Yaku is slightly faster than Tormund in sector 1. And sector 2 times coming up very soon, so we can... Alright, so let's have a look at Yaku's sector 2. I didn't see that, unfortunately. That looks super comfortable there from Tormund kills through Ascari. And he's unvalidated, so I'm not sure if that was through Ascari. We were slightly on board with him, so I'm not sure. And as the times start coming in, let's just see what Yaku does. Yeah, Yaku 121.079. That's good enough for 5th at the moment. Boinky's a 120.9. That's currently 4th for him. Arne's time is still sticking. Grim obviously had a scrappy lap, but he is 6 seconds up at the moment. And that was a purple sector 2 for him. That looks a decent exit out of Ascari. And we know these... the Williams drivers are extremely fast, and yeah, only one Williams driver here tonight, so Grim's gonna have to give it his all for his team and for his championship. There we go, a 120.954, so that's a very good lap time by Grim. So Arnu at the moment is probably going to be the benchmark for the drop zone, a 121.476. You tend to think that that's just not going to be enough for him. And I just want to have a look. So Josh pops in on 4th with a 120.8. Super D 8th with a 121 flat basically. And Tormund is on a lap at the moment. So is Umair. So let's have a look at Umair. 125.633. Okay, so he's in sector 1. Okay, right. So Tormund running really wide there, but they didn't validate, and he's off into the pit. So he's going to put some new boots on. I'm not happy with that first run of his in Q2. Umair. So let's have a look. A second off in sector 1 from what we saw Yuck and the guys do, but probably just a warm-up lap for him. Hanku 0 to Cool is currently out as well. And yeah, currently the benchmark time to beat to not drop out of Q2 is Arne with a 121.476. Yeah, so Anku slots himself into 8th with a 120.9, so he's in the 120s. And you get the feeling that that's probably going to be the benchmark time. Arno is out on a new set of softs. That's going to... Oh, he didn't use softs in the previous session, so you'll have plenty of softs left if it's going to be a wet race. No need to spare those softs. So he's got enough sets to push through and try to get himself through. So let's see if he's up or down. You tend to think that Arno needs about 4 to 5 tenths just to put pressure on the rest of the field. And let's see where he lost that 4-5 tenths earlier. So that looks like a good Lesmo 2 exit. It's all about the scory. This can really make or break your lap. And so he's a tenth up. He definitely needs more than that. It looks a bit tentative through Ascari. Didn't run as wide as I thought he would. I'm not sure if he's pushing as hard at the moment. Yeah, so just a tenth of an improvement for him. So definitely in trouble there. You tend to think you need to get it into the 120s with Speed Alcoholic Torment. Ume and Sahamrick still needing to put up lap times. So Super D went slightly faster on his second lap on those softs with a 120.660. Yeah, Arnu is almost half a tenth up to Sector 1. And Top goes fastest with a 120.470, so looks like that house is hooked up for this evening. And good form for him. He was the fastest medium runner in Quali 1 and now the fastest soft runner in Q2 so far. But we still need to see times from Torment Kills, Ume and Sir Hamrick. Right, and Arno is going to cross the line. Oh, he almost gets so close to the 120s. And that is good enough for 10th at the moment, but is that going to be enough to take him through? That might be cutting it a bit tight for him. Right, just going back to the chat here. So we've discussed the point system. Yeah, sprint races is always an issue, especially if you've got outside commentary. From another country or from someone who's not part of the drivers, because it tends to be a long night. And I always say that drivers can't even get normal lobbies right by reading up quickly, reading up in between sessions. Can you imagine how long a sprint race will be if you have to have 2 sprint races in an evening? So up until we get that right, I don't think we'll see sprint races. It has been tried by other leagues and found less successful. So yeah, get the basics right before we can try to implement something like that. So looking at the drops at the moment, Grim goes fastest with a 120.372, so the lap times are coming in. Last night I think Paul was 120.2, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if anyone wants to correct me. So at the moment Arno in trouble with a 121 flat, Yaku also 121 flat basically. Yaku is on an out lap, Arno is on an in lap, so Hamrick is currently on track, but he's not much up in Sector 2. But like I said earlier, it is all about the scoring, and if you can make the scoring work for yourself, yeah, it is worth a good 3-4 tenths if you can nail it through there. Right, so basically the same on his Sector 2 times. Oh, runs wide, that's not going to be invalidate. No, it's not. So probably lift off the throttle slightly there to make it valid. And the two teammates here looks like they're slipstreaming each other, which is something that the Red Bull team wanted to do last night until load shedding said that's cheating. and kicked me out, unfortunately, but Kharat managed to get through to Q3, which is great from our side. Right, so Hamrick is not improving. Hanku getting a healthy slipstream. Are they going to use this? Yes, they are. And that is really clever by the Merc team. So a good tow there for 0. And let's see. So we more or less know that a slipstream is about 3/10 if you can get it spot on. Let's see if Hanku can, and you can already see purple sector 1 just because of that tow. And that was well done, Mercedes team. Well done, Toto Wolf, for getting that right, because that was a mega tow down the start-finish straight. And you can see purple sector 1 there for Hanku, 0 to 4. So it's going to be interesting to see what this lap will be, if he can keep it together. So sector 1 was very good for him. Probably lost a bit of time in sector 2. He's a 10th up. We would have expected him to be about 2 to 3 tenths up with the tow. So somewhere along the line in sector 2 he's lost some momentum. But probably safely through for now is a 120.8. And he's going to cross the line now. Yeah, lost a bit of time, but a 120.6, so that is a really good. And you can see the value added there by the slipstream. So currently in trouble. Arno is retired from the session, so he's quite happy to start in 12th. Yaku is not on, he's just having a cool down. So Hamrick is in the pits. So the only guys who can kick out Boinkies is Yaku. So let's see, Yaku needs probably a 10th more, probably about 2 tenths that Yaku Nachel needs. So pressure lap for Yaku to get himself into Q3, and he goes into the pit, so he's not too phased by that. So that's it for him. That will be 13th on the grid. And yeah, so in this session we've lost Tormund Kills, Arne Goos, Yaku Nachel, Hamrick, and obviously Speed Alcoholic. But it is Grim that's fastest at the moment. Top Dog was fastest in Q1 on the mediums. Grim less than a 10th faster than Top Dog, followed by Sims. So let us have a look at the gaps there. It's always something that we look at as management, and it takes it away. But let's yeah, there we go. So from first basically to 10th is half a tenth. So it's half a second, sorry, half a second from first to 10th. So hopefully we can carry that into Q3. Right, and Puna saying hopefully AlphaTauri can bring some points home. Yeah, unfortunately for Arnu not getting through, but he's probably on a different strategy, probably a wet setup that he's running. Slightly slower, and he might just benefit. It's better to benefit over 28 laps or 27 laps than to benefit on only 1 lap. But Nigishan is through to Q3, and we know he's got some really decent 1 lap pace. So let's have a look and see what he can do in Q3. Right, so welcome back to Q3, and just looking at the teams that's gone through to qualifying 3. We've got 2 Red Bulls there in Super D and Josh. We've got only 1 AlphaTauri, Nigishan. We lost Arno Gous, and he will start in 12. We've got both Haasers through, Romeo Usman, which is great to see that he's through to Q3 with Top Dog. We've got only 1 Mercedes, and that will be the one of Zero to Cool. We've obviously lost Sir Hamrick earlier, and then we've got only 1 Williams with Knight not being available, and we've got 1 Alpine in Sims with Yaku not making it through to Q3. Right, so everyone at the moment on a flyer, Super D, Nigishan, Sims is on a flyer as well, so be ready for some quick laps. Martin is saying a 1:19.9 for pole. My word, that's faster than my time trial time. Good grief. But yeah, I think 1:19 is definitely on the cards. Yeah, you never know how much people are pushing in Q2 and how representative that is, but we know everyone goes slightly quicker in Q3 based on track conditions, track warming up or ramping up. And that was a good sector there by Sims. That was really aggressive through Ascari. And let's see if he comes through the Parabolica now, if he's going to have a good exit. Everything seems to be fine, runs nice and wide, then cuts in on the inside trying to get straightest line towards, and he goes to a 1:20.2. So we're in the 1:20.2s, but that's we've seen that anyway in Q2. Nigishan currently second with a 1:20.5, Super D 1:20.6, 7 for Hanku, 1:21 for Boinkies. Bob is currently on a lap as well. And he's just, I think he's behind Josh. Is Josh going to back out of this? And Bob runs slightly wide, so is that going to hamper him? So Josh did a 1:21.1. And we know Top Dog is very fast as well, so let's see how he... Oh, a bit tentative. No, lost it through Ascari, so... invalid for him. He's going to have to start over again. He's got enough ERS to his disposal to do that, so he will have another go. Bob definitely not on the best lap that we've seen in Sector 1. Grim in the only sole remaining Williams this evening. He's currently needs to set a lap time up, and we know he can be super fast on a 1 lap pace, so let's see if anyone can challenge Sims for that. Right, so Martin is saying Grim for pole. Let's see. And Grim's going to come through the line now to show us what he's done in his first run. A 1:20.5, so that's good enough for 4th at the moment. Didn't look that aggressive through Ascari, but probably a banker lap. And yeah, you can expect everything from him in his second run on a brand new set of softs. Right, sorry, apologies for that. I just need to get Knight into the session. So Knight will join in the Williams, so there will be 2 Williams this evening, and he will join from the back of the grid, missing qualifying. Sims saying, no ways, 119, are just not possible with these compromised setups. I tend to agree, and it's great to have Sims on a chat here. Very valuable information there by Sims, because we keep on forgetting that it's going to be a wet session, and if this is definitely higher wing settings, then these lap times are ridiculous, because wings is everything in Monza, and yeah, that's going to be interesting to see who carries a bit more wing. But if there is more wings, and that's not KFC wings, that means that a 120.2 with a full dry setup would probably revert back to 199, which is what Martin was saying. So yeah, it's quite quick. Puna saying Osman for the race. I tell you what, he's been a revelation for me. He had a solid first race in Premier Division, which is not the easiest division to be in, with the competitiveness and the closeness, and also the race pace. It's not so much about really the one lap pace, is about consistent laps, and yeah, he surprised me. Got fastest lap last time round, and in Spa, Francorchamps, and yeah, and here he is tonight on the second row of the grid with a 120.5. so that is super fast by Omer, and very happy to have him with us. So currently Nick Gishan slotted himself into second, so he's still in. I tell you what, that's a really good lap by Nick. So he's on the front row with Simpson. Who would have guessed that? But Nick just showing that he belongs in Premier Division. He's going to hate me for that, but it's great to see him. So let's see if he can slightly improve. But yeah, it is once again about setups. Do you set up for quali? Do you set up for the race? Is a 10th down in sector 1, so probably turn 2, but he lost a bit of time there. So let's just have a look at his sector 2 time, and then we'll go on board with Umer, which I think just improved with a 120.522. He is on the second row of the grid at the moment. Let's have a look at C sector 2 for Nick Gishan. It's very close. Yeah, so Umer did go a couple of hundreds faster. Super D currently on track. He is a 10th up, and the 10th around here will put him on the second row of the grid, which will displace Umer into 5th position, but he needs to carry that momentum through the lap. It's so difficult when you get to this stage of the lap, because you can see your delta is good, and you know there's only a couple of corners, and this is the make or break one. And once again, if you can nail this like it looks like Super D did, it is definitely worth a couple of tens. And then really the Parabolica is, yeah, it's probably one of the easier turns in F1. So let's see where this is going to drop Super D. And he lost some time through Ascari, so not an improvement there for him, so he stays 7th. Bob, our championship leader, sector 1. And let's see if we can have some purples from Bob. So he is basically square with his sector 1 time from his previous lap. Negishan retires. He's happy with a 120.3. 0 to cool. Brilliant lap by him, putting him in second. And Top Dog goes fastest with a 120.1. And almost in the 119s, my word. And that puts Zero and Nick onto the second row of the grid. Sims currently second, but he is on an outlap. Bob is 2/10 up. Can he carry that momentum through? Can he get into the 124s? Just to put him ahead of his good friend and rival Josh. Or is this going to be a 3rd or 4th row start for Bob? So Bob does get into the 120.4s like I predicted. and that puts him, well up. That's on the third row of the grid. Ume has crossed the line. That's 7th for him. If Grim cannot improve, he is a 10th up. Right, so Martin is saying probably a 118.1. I think the only guy who can do a 118.1 around here ever would be Matt Travis. Not taking anything away from Grim, but yeah, Matt Trav is probably definitely in a league of his own. So right, and Grim goes 4th fastest, so great lap by him, a pressure lap, 120.3. And like Sim said earlier, this could be wet setups that the guys are running. So that puts him on the 2nd row of the grid. That displaces Nick onto the 3rd row. Has Josh is a 10th and a half almost up. So is this gonna, can this put Josh up in the 2nd row? Yes, it does. So Josh moves up into 2nd with a 120.2. Brilliant lap by him. Puts him on the front row of the grid. Sims is not going to improve. Super D is almost square with his time, so I don't think this is going to be an improvement. Let's see. Oh, it is a slight improvement. So 120.541 for Super D in the Red Bull. Right, so Super D's time brought him up into 9th position. Boinkies in 10th. But it is Top Dog who will get 2 extra World Championship points for that effort to put himself up onto pole. So well done for him for getting the pole award this evening. Josh in 2nd, missing out by 7 thousandths of a second. My word. Sims in 3rd, 0 in 4th. Then we've got Grim and Nick on the 3rd row. It's our championship leader Bob and Ume. Great session by Ume in the 4th row, and then Super D and Boinkies in 9th and 10th. So right, while the guys ready up, pick their setups and pick their race strategy, I am going to take a short break and I should be back just now. Alright, so as the guys start warming up those wet tires, it is pelting down here in Monza in Italy. Buongiorno from my side, or buonasera, and I hope everyone is ready for an exciting 27 laps of wet tires waiting for us here on a Thursday night in FTR. And before I forget, you can remember to join in next week, which will be round 7. It will be Singapore here at FTR, Division 2. Please join our commentator Webo, Red 5, who is commentating for Division 2. And you can catch him also on social media, or most social media platforms, at Webo Red 5. Go follow him and see what he gets up to and support him as much as you can. And hopefully we can have Webo helping us out in Season 7 as well. But yeah, it is everyone that gets formation onto the grid. I just want to pick a good camera angle here, which they don't want to give me. But there my word, this looks like the best one that we get. We get a couple of lights. It is wet tires. It's the start of round 6 here. Great start by Top Dog. Also Josh, and hopefully turn 1. And there's big contact. That is a Red Bull, and it looks like a Mercedes that's out, and that's Hanku Zero to Cool. I'm not sure what happened there. Carbon fiber all over the place. And this is the problem with Monza, is that you do not know where the braking points are. 5-second penalty there for Super D for a severe collision. And yeah, Hanku out, Zero to Cool out, didn't even make the first corner. Yeah, that is very sad. And yeah, my word, that is not all the preparations and hard work that went into this, gone within 5 seconds of a race, and that's not what you want to see. So very unfortunate for him, and hopefully we can find out from him what went wrong. But there is no safety car for that, which is quite strange. But Top Dog, the safety car is set to reduced here in FTR, trying to get a bit more flowing racing, not stop every 5 minutes for a safety car. It is Top Dog that's leading from Nick Gishin, Bob in 3rd, Simpson 4th, Josh lost a couple of places, he's in 5th, Super D, and then Arno goes. There's some overtakes happening here. So let's get further down the field, because this looks heated at the back here. And it is Knight with Torment on the inside. Knight's going to go try to get the cut here, get more traction out of the corner. A great start by Knight. Obviously, I think he started in 15th, already up into 12th. Where is he going to break? Right, so position changes. Nick Gishin 4 places up, as well as Bob. 9 places down for Grim Jaw, who's in the pits for probably some wing damage. So is Hamrick. And then 3 places up for Super D and Boinkies. Umea keeping it nice and tidy. No positions gained or lost. So Knight moving past Storman, so he's up into 11th. And it is Grim that's on the Inters, so he's taken the gamble. He wants to see what it's like on the Inters. So that is at the moment Top Dog opening up that gap nicely, and he's now 2.5 seconds almost ahead. Some changes downfield. I think it's someone that went into, and it's a virtual safety car, and I'm not sure not sure if anyone has gone into the pit. It doesn't look that way, but it is a virtual safety car. So the drivers need to stick to a specific delta. Grim, the only guy on Inters at the moment. And we'll see if he can keep Sir Hamrick behind him. Drive-through penalty for Josh for speeding under the safety car from what I can see. So let's just have a look at that. The drive-through for Josh, 5 seconds for Digishan, 5 seconds for Sims, 5 seconds for Amir. And that drive-through is going to hurt Josh. And Super D is out. He lost the car somewhere. Looks like around Lesmo 2 we're probably going to see. There's the Red Bull disappearing, so he's definitely down this track here. So that is a DNF for Super D, a DNF for Zero to Cool. Josh, I think, serving his... He cannot serve a drive-through under a... it is a virtual safety car. So yeah, he's going to drop all the way down. And I'm pretty sure Tormund's going to come past as well as Umer. So let's see, Tormund gets past and Umer going into the pit. So what is he up to? Is he, is there a nose gone? Yeah, and there's no nose on that house, and that's probably why we had the virtual safety car. So it's going to be a new nose cone for him. At the moment, Top Dog leading, Speed Alcoholic now ahead of Grim. Right, so Hanku is saying he took out himself. There was no grip on the start for him. Yeah, that is no traction, Hanku. That's unfortunate, mate. All the hard work gone in a couple of seconds. Yeah, so hard luck, man. Hopefully bounce back next week in Singapore. But at the moment, it is Top Dog leading Nigishan, Barb behind Nick at the moment. Then we've got Sims behind Barb. A bit of a gap there to Boinkies. And then we've got Arnu. All of a sudden, he's having it's definitely a wet setup that he was running in qualifying. That's probably reasons why he didn't make it through. He's on the back of Boinkies, and Yaku's at the back of him, and Knight at the back of them all. And then further down in tournament, we've got 9th, Josh in 10th after his drive-through, and then Grim in 11th. So, yeah, Grim, let's just have a look at lap times from Grim and see if we can see what he's been doing. So, 132.820 on the Inters versus 1. So, he's more or less on par with the wet runners at the moment in terms of lap time. So obviously not burning those Inters out at all. It is still very wet, so he's taking good care of them. But you sense the battle is around Barb and Sims, and then this battle here for 7th, which is Yaku, or 6th basically, Arnu, Yaku, Knight. And let's get on board with Knight here with Jaden, the McLaren driver. Run wide, trying to get on the power, just not getting the front end that he needs. Yaku is into the pits. I think a lot of guys are going to pop into the pits here and go for Inters. They probably saw Grim's lap times. And yeah, Barb's on Inters. Boinkies is also going on Inters. So a lot of people pulling the plug here. Josh going in on Inters. Right, so when is Arnu and the top 5 going to pull the plug on the Inters? Are they going to react to the guys behind them, Bob, Boinkies, Yaku, Torment, Grim and Josh. But Knight looking very racy at the moment behind Arnu. But great for AlphaTauri at the moment, so second and fourth. And can they keep this up? I mean, can they get a top 5 finish for the team this evening, which will be great. Like Puna said earlier, that is his team. So hopefully a top 5 for the AlphaTauris. Right, your leader pops into the pits, Top Dog. A 3.4 second lead. He's jumping in. He's going to go for Inters. There we go. So Haas is on Inters. His teammate Ume is still on the wets. Hasn't decided to pit yet. Negation stays out. Sims is also in the pits for Inters. Arnu goes in the pits for Inters. So expect Nick probably the next lap. Is Ume going to pit this lap? We'll keep an eye out on him as Speed Alcoholic is not in his car, so he's just coasting around. It's not going to influence other drivers. So as they were, Top Dog in the lead, followed by Bob, followed by Sim. So if Nick does pit now, he will probably come out in third. So Bob would have jumped him through that pit stop routine. So let's see if Nick does pit. And you can see that the Inters definitely looks slightly faster. Yeah, you can see the deltas basically coming down. So the Inters does look like the preferred tyre at the moment. Although Nick is holding his own. 21.5 seconds the lead between him and Top Dog, or the gap. And if he pits now, 23 second pit stop, 24 second pit stop. He should come out in third, but let's see if he stays out. And yeah, he decides to go into the pits. Very late call by him. So Top Dog and Bob gonna come around Parabolica now. And Nick is probably gonna serve his 5 second pit stop, which is not gonna help him at all. That's probably gonna drop him even behind Sims. So your new net leader will be Top Dog as it goes through. Bob goes through on Nick, he's in second. Wes Sims is also going to jump Negation after that penalty. So Nick has lost 2 positions. He might just lose a third with Boinkies. No, Boinkies still a little bit too far back. So Negation going from second to fourth. Fastest lap Josh 1:30.9. Josh in 11th at the moment. And Knight still stuck behind Arne, so both of them pitted, get off the wets and onto the Inters. And nothing has changed with that. Arne in 7th with Knight in 8th. And then we've got Grim. We've had 2 retirements on so far in this race. Lap 8, 2 retirements, and that is Super D and 0 to Cool. Not even making the first corner, losing the car on the race start. Unfortunate for him. Great qualifying by him. So Knight just sitting behind Arne at the moment. And then Grim, yeah, Grim and Josh. So this is a nice battle to look at. We've got Torment Kills trying to protect his teammate Bob, who is the championship leader at the moment. He is leading Grim and Josh. The last point scoring position at the moment is Sir Hamrick in 12th. Right, Negation. I'm not going to have a look at Sims yet. Oh, big moment there for Simpson. Can Nick capitalize on this? Nick's going to go on the inside here. Ooh, my word, don't have contact right now, but that was not great. Alright, so Nick stuck behind Sims, and it looks like Nick's got plenty of pace at the moment. And he's got Boinkies behind him, so Boinkies just sitting behind these two and just waiting for a mistake from any one of them so he can pounce on that. Yaku 3.66 seconds further adrift. Josh, let's have a look at this fight here. Josh, Grim and Tormund. This looks very good from Josh. He looks really on top of that Red Bull at the moment. Unfortunate for that drive-through that he served. And this is the problem with rain here. Everyone uses the engine recovery system during this part of the lap. You can see Josh is boosting, so is Grim, so is Tormund. And oh, very tight racing, great racing by these three. Tormund getting a not so good exit, and Grim having a look at him. Grim's gonna go around the outside. Right, and Knight still stuck behind Arnu. Tormund kills 3-second penalty for corner cutting, so multiple warnings for him. Right, so Grim does make the move on Tormund. Grim goes on the inside. Josh is also on the inside, but yeah, thinks better of it. Is he gonna go around the outside? Yeah, Tormund holds his line. Good move there by Josh. It was important for him to get past Tormund if he wants to stick with Grim and start chasing after Knight and Arnu. But at the moment, yeah, it is Tormund losing 2 positions in the space of 2 corners. And he's now from 9th down into 11th with a 3-second time penalty as well. Further up the field. Ooh, did I miss something? No, I didn't. It was just Josh having a look at Grim here. And Sim's putting some flyers in at the moment. The gap between him and Bob was 7 seconds, is down to 5.5 seconds. So doing a stellar job there. Is that Grim that was slightly running wide. Josh not capitalizing on that yet. Grim out of ERS. Josh has got plenty left. Is this going to be what he needed? And there we go. There's the overtake, and Josh working very smart with his with his power boost. He's up into 9th now, 11 seconds behind Knight. So let's see if he can start catching Knight in front of him and see if he can pull Grim with him. Further down, we've got Boinkies behind Nick at the moment. Nick 3.1 seconds behind Sim. So a little bit of a gap there between the guys. Bob still keeping in touch with Top Dog. And Knight now ever so close to Arnu. And he's been stuck behind Arnu for quite some laps now. So lap 12 of 27, 2 retirements so far, Super D, and 0 to Cool. And we're not even half distance yet. Right, and it is night is getting ever so close to Arnu, and Arnu doing a stellar job here, but Arnu is boosting, so you get the feeling that if Jaden and Knight gets a little bit close to Arnu on the start-finish straight, he's probably going to have the upper hand in terms of boost. So let's have a look and see if Knight decides this is the time to use that and get past Arne. If he yeah, then he's got 5 seconds ahead of him. He has got Yaku Nachel, so he's going to have to get on with it if he wants to finish in the top 5. Goes around the outside. Is he gonna go on the inside? No, thinks better of it. Right, and the gap now between Bob and Sims is 3.1 seconds, so he's more than half that gap between him and Bob, so he's really on flying on those inters at the moment. We're going to stick on this battle a bit because that is our closest battle on track, with Boinky still being behind Nick Gishen. And further down the field, last scoring position, so Hamrick in 12th, Umair currently in 13th. And that's Sims again with a 1:29.284 fastest lap for him, so gap down to 2.7 seconds. Right, and this battle's still the same, Boinkies and Nick Gishen. Nick Gishen in 4th at the moment. You get a funny feeling it's going to be all about penalties again tonight. And hopefully that will not determine our podium sitters for this evening. Hopefully it will not be judged by penalties. Alright, and it is Knight who got past Arno Gous on lap 16, so he's up into 7th, and Bob getting very close to top dog, and he knows the threat from behind. Sims is catching them at a rate of knots as the rain is still coming down, and I'm pretty sure these guys can get through the end with these sets of inters, but Bob looking very racy at the moment. And the gap between Bob and Sims from 7 seconds down to under 2 seconds. So I'm pretty sure his team has been telling him that, getting on telemetry, telling him where Sims is. And this is important for the championship for Bob. His closest rival at the moment is Knight. I just want to pull up those standings for us again. So Bob's closest rival at the moment is Grim and Knight, and Josh. So Grim all the way down into 10th, Knight in 7th, and Josh in 9th, 10th, and 7th. So this will be good for Bob. He can stretch his lead in the championship. And for Ferrari, 2nd and 11th versus the Alfa Romeos of Boinky that's currently in 5th. And the Speedaholic that's not in this race, so that's good for Ferrari after a great 1-2 last night, I think, from Ferrari. So they're going to extend their lead over the rest of the field. But it is now Sims that's almost within a second of these guys, and he can see them. And tell you what, he has been saving his boost. And yeah, looking, he's going to be very racy when he catches up with this pack. Boinky still stuck behind Nick Gishan. And then Arno doing a stellar job. He's not letting Knight get away from him. So he's sticking with Knight, although Knight is in energy recovery mode at the moment. So 10 lap old Inters for Top Dog, 11 lap old for Bob. Sims on 10 lap old, so that's all good for them. Yeah, you get the feeling that one of these two is going to have to pick up the pace slightly, as Sims is going to join this very quickly. Gap now down to 8/10 of a second. Sims catching them very quickly in the Alpine. This will be a great result for Alpine to put themselves up in the podium places. Atmar saying on the chat here, go Boinkies here. Ronald, supporter there for you. Atmar watching, welcome to the stream, Atmar. Yeah, your man at the moment currently in 5th. And stuck behind Nick Gishan. And you get a funny feeling that he's just waiting for Nick to make a mistake or to rank up the penalties, because as we know, Ronald is very good in managing of his penalties. Right, so Sims, there we go. Sims is within a 5/10, so he's joined this. It took him about 4 or 5 laps to catch these guys on the same tyre lifespan, and if he does get past, he's probably just going to run away with it. Open that gap up nicely. You can see he's been looking very well after his boost, and let's get on board with him and see if he can get past Bob. So while you follow this action, I am going to take a short break quickly. It is lap 19 of 27 here at the Monza Autodrome in Italy. Sims getting past Bob there eventually, and now he's going to chase after Top Dog. No penalties yet for any of these, actually for the top 8 drivers, as some of them serve their penalties in the pits. But at the moment, it is Sims that looks extremely racy, and yeah, how much pressure can he put onto Top Dog, and how much can Top Dog actually absorb? Right, so just going onto the chat here, Puna saying get on the softs. Yeah, I don't think it's softs yet. I think I haven't had a look and see if DRS is enabled, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And you could see a big lock up there by Sims as he got in there. So that front tires is going to take a bit of punishment, but he's got 4 laps to get past Top Dog, and no penalties for him to worry about yet. So he doesn't have to pull a gap or anything like that. Good exit, is he? Yeah, he's going to boost around here, is he? He's probably just going to wait for the start-finish straight to get himself past Top Dog. So let's see, he's just having a squiz on the inside. Is he going to get a good exit out of this? And there we go, there comes the boost. He picks the outside line, Top Dog stays for the inside line. Oh, this is close racing by these two. Nice and tidy. Ooh, is there space around the outside? And this is exciting, and this has just given Bob the opportunity to catch up slightly. Yaka has put on the soft, so he's gone and put on the soft. So has Arnu. Arnu has also opted for the soft tires with 3 laps to go. Oh, that's the exit that Sims was looking for. There was a slight touch there, but nothing to worry about. He's going to have a look at the inside of the Parabolica. Oh, as the back end steps out. And he's got so much overtake available for him. Josh getting a 3-second time penalty. And yeah, Top Dog has run out of ERS. And that is the move for Sims. Ooh, big break-up, lock-up there for him, but makes the corner brilliantly done. And you would expect him to disappear into the distance now. He's got superior pace at the moment, but he is past Top Dog and managed his ERS superbly during that overtake session. Bob in third, Boinkies in fourth. So let's have a look at Yaku and see how he's going on those softs. So he's dropped out, not out of the points, currently in 11th. But is this going to work for him? I mean, is DRS going to be enabled soon? The track doesn't look dry yet. Let's see how much we... Ooh, he's so slow. so tentative through Parabolica. That's probably a lap too early, unfortunately. Oh yeah, no, there's no grip. Grim also not making the corner. He gets his 3-second time penalty for that excursion. And Sir Hamrick all over the back of Tormund. Yaku getting a 5-second penalty for corner cutting as well. So definitely not time for the softs. Anu getting a 5-second for probably turn 1 as well. Cutting the corner there. So yeah, that is not the right tyre. In front, Top Dog still sticking with Sims. I thought that Sims would have probably pulled away by now, but Top Dog and Bob keeping him very honest. And Bob getting back into this. He won second place. There's only 2 laps left here at Monza in round 6. Yeah, and Ume gets past Yaku. Next up is Grim. The softs was not the tyre to be on. Ume makes up 2 spots, so he's up into the top 10. Well done to him for sticking it out. Is those Inters going to come back with 2 laps to go? And Sir Hamrick having a good old look there at Tormund Kills. And there we go, Sir Hamrick over Tormund. So Sir Hamrick, is he going to be able to slow this Mercedes down? Yes, he does. And he gets through, and that's 8th position for Sir Hamrick. So Puna saying watch out for Bob. Yeah, has Bob maybe left it a bit too late? It's going to be all about penalties, I think, Puna. It's going to be if someone makes a big mistake now, it's going to be game over. This is the last lap. It is Sims leading Top Dog, leading Bob. Boinky's fastest lap with a 1:28.7. So that's 1 extra World Championship point for him, if no one else managed to do that on the last lap. But it's all really been about these 3 taking the fight to themselves. Boinky's in a distant 4th, 4 seconds behind. Nigishan, good for him, good result, fit for him. If he can bring it home in the Alpha Tauri. His teammate Arne on those softs didn't make it obviously to the end of the race. I think he went into the pits and retired. Is Bob going to try and move here? Oh my man, this is going to be close. Puna called it. And he slides in on the inside, runs a Top Dog wide. He gets the move done. My word, what a last lap, last corner move by Bob. And there we go. So Sims all the way, because Sims had a penalty if I'm not mistaken. So let's just have a look at that. I didn't follow that. And yeah, Sims unfortunately got his penalty on the last lap, and that will take Bob to the win. So Bob in first, Top Dog in second. Sims so unfortunate with that 3-second time penalty. He's in third, Boinky's in fourth. Good result for Nick in fifth. Josh, good recovery in sixth. And Knight in seventh. And yeah, Puna called it. Watch out for Bob. Puna, you get 5 extra brownie points from FTR for that call. Well done. You should go. Oh, so Hamrick, just keep it on track. Points is points. You never know. And he crosses the line. There we go. So Hamrick in 8th. Tormund in 9th. A great drive by Ume. That is another top 10 for him in Premier Division. And a great result for him. He comes through in 10th position. Good job. That was hard work for these drivers tonight. And because of penalties, Ume moves up into 9th, Tormund in 10th. And Yaku, yeah, probably took the gamble on those softs, didn't work so nicely out for him. He's going to finish up in 11th, and that is points for him. That will be the last point scoring position for this evening. And there we go, 11th for him. So let's see what Codemasters decide on driver of the day. Yeah, some saying ghosted car on the way. I feel your pain, that happens all the time. Knight is Codemasters driver of the day. And well done for Knight for getting that award. But it is Super Bob again on the podium. Brilliant stuff for him. He extends his championship lead this evening in the Ferrari. It's nice to see the Haas on the podium step as well, with Top Dog in second, and then that very unfortunate 3-second time penalty for Sims in third. Right, there you have it. Final confirmation from me. A rainy Monza, and it is Bob who extends his championship lead, followed by Top Dog, Sims. Boink is good driver in fourth. Nigishan, well done for fifth. Josh, good recovery in sixth. And Knight in seventh, so Hamrick in eighth. Ume, another top 10 finish for him. Tormund Kielsen 10th. And Yaku Nagel is our last points finisher. And then retirements, Arnuchos on the softs. Yaku managed to finish. Grim was also DNF'd. Arnu DNF'd. Speed Alcoholic not in the race. Super D. And then Zero to Cool with the race start incident. Right, so thank you very much for tuning in and keeping me company. I will catch you next week in, I think it's Singapore, it's Russia. It's Russia next week, not Singapore. Apologies for that, it's Russia. A great race to commentate on, so well done for Premier Division. And yeah, I will catch you guys next week again. Please make sure to tune in for Division 2 next week with Webo Red 5. Keep him company, and yeah, from my side in the comms box, thank you very much for joining me, and see you next week. Ciao, ciao.